this video, we're going to be covering 3 more open chords, this time in the key of A major. The first chord we're going to tackle is A major itself, and then D major and E major. And instead of playing 2 strums per chord, we're going to practice playing 4 strums per chord. So let's get into our first chord. Our first chord is A major. Again, when I'm referring to strings by number, I'm counting 1 being the thinnest string, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 being the thickest string. So our A chord starts with our 5th string, which is an open A. Then our middle finger goes on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Our ring finger goes just underneath that on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And then our pinky goes underneath that on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Now the reason I'm using these 3 fingers is because it's quite a tight space and you might find it easier to squeeze your fingers into those 3 strings. Many people play the chord A major with these 3, which is absolutely fine. If you feel that is more comfortable for you, go right ahead. But there are some advantages also to playing this. It might help also to transition to other chords that we'll cover later, but it's up to you really. So I'm going to play all these 5 strings starting on the A string. Our second chord is going to be D major. So our 4th string is an open D. So we're going to be strumming from that string down, just the thinnest 4 strings. So that's going to be our first note. Our index finger is on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Our ring finger is on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And our middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So like this. So just strum from that 4th string down. Now you'll notice that I'm muting the strings up here with my thumb so that I'm only playing those 4 strings. It's very important to mute these strings so that you can hear clearly the notes that you're trying to play. Our 3rd chord is E major. So E is our open 6th string, the thickest string. So that's our first note. Our middle finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Our ring finger is just underneath that on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And then our index finger is going to be here on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. And you can play all the way through all of these strings. So altogether we have our A major chord, our D major chord, and our E major chord. So just to practice playing these chords clearly, we're going to play the chords 1 string at a time to make sure that they are all ringing clearly. And just try and strum 4 times. That was the A chord. Try with the D chord. And then with the E chord. Back to the A. Now, if you're finding that you're hearing muted notes like this, then it might be because you are not arching your fingers enough to make room for these open strings to be heard. If it's flat like this, then you might not hear that high string. So sometimes it's just a turning of the wrist, but don't make it too uncomfortable for yourself. Still, keep a good posture. Don't be too straight like this. Just relax the neck of the guitar out a little bit. So you want to try and play these chords more on the tips of your fingers. Like this D chord also, you're going to have to arch these fingers to get a clear sound. Now the reason I reiterate to cut your fingernails is so that you can create this arch with your fingers. With shorter fingernails, you can play towards the tip of your fingers, resulting in a much cleaner sound. Okay, join me in the next lesson where we're going to put these 3 chords to use and learn yet another song.